Hey everybody, it's Russ the Unpaid Intern here at AfroWorld Studios. It's Black History Month, and this year we decided to do something a little different. Now, if you've ever visited our store in person, you've probably noticed our collection of oil paintings featuring prominent African American celebrities, icons, and historical figures. You may even know that some of them were created by our father and other members of his guild. What you probably didn't know is that the ones on display are not the entire collection. In fact, though the number changes from time to time, our collection is one of the largest privately owned collections featuring notable Black people in America. So this year, for Black History Month, we've decided that each day will spotlight a new figure from our collection. So please join us each day in February as AfroWorld presents Black History Month 2021, a look at our past. Continuing today, we take a look at former state representative and the first Black mayor of Detroit, Mr. Coleman Young Sr. Born in 1918 in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Coleman Alexander Young was an American politician who served as mayor of Detroit, Michigan from 1974 to 1994. His parents were William Coleman Young, a dry cleaner, and Ida Reese Jones. His family moved in 1923 to Detroit as part of the Great Migration out of the South to industrial cities that offered more opportunity. There, Young graduated from Eastern High School in 1935. He became a member of the United Auto Workers and worked for Ford Motor Company. Later, Young worked for the United States Postal Service. During World War II, Young served in the 477th Medium Bomber Group, the renowned Tuskegee Airmen, of the United States Army Air Forces as second lieutenant, bombardier, and navigator. As a lieutenant in the 477th, Young played a role in the Freeman Field Mutiny in 1945. Some 162 African American officers were arrested for resisting segregation at a base near Seymour, Indiana. Politically, Young emerged from the far-left element in Detroit and moderated somewhat after his election as mayor. He called an ideological truce and gained widespread support from the city's business leaders. The new mayor was energetic in the construction of the Joe Louis Arena and upgrading the city's mass transit system. He assisted General Motors in building its new Poletown plant at the site of the former Dodge main plant in Hamtramck. This was an expansion project that required evicting many long-time residents in the neighborhood. Some opponents said he pulled money out of the neighborhoods to rehabilitate the downtown district, but he said there were no other options. Young built his political base in Detroit on the east side in the 1940s and 1950s, which had become the center of the African American community. In 1960, he was elected as a delegate to help draft the new state constitution for Michigan. In 1964, Young won election to the Michigan State Senate. His most significant legislation was a law requiring arbitration in disputes between public sector unions and municipalities. During his Senate career, he pointed out inequalities in Michigan state funding, such as spending $20 million on a rural bus service and a fat zero for the same thing in Detroit. In November 1973, Young narrowly defeated former police commissioner John Nichols for mayor, becoming the first Black mayor of Detroit. His election represented a major turning point both in the city's racial and political history. In his inaugural address, Mayor Young stated that the first problem that we must face as citizens of this great city, the first fact that we must look squarely in the eye, is that the city has too long been polarized. He stated that we can no longer afford the luxury of hatred and racial division. What is good for Black people is good for white people. What is good for rich people is good for poor people. What is good for those who live in the suburbs is good for those who live in the city. Winning by such a small margin in a racially polarized city, Young knew the burden he would have to shoulder as mayor. Young served 5 terms as mayor of Detroit from 1974 to 1994. Young won re-election by wide margins in November 1977, November 1981, November 1985, and November 1989. For a total of 20 years as mayor based largely on Black votes. We hope that you enjoyed this installment of AfroWorld Presents Black History Month 2021, a look at our past. Please join us tomorrow as we feature another African American icon chosen from the art collection of AfroWorld Hair and Fashions. Until then, have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Hello there, AfroWorld Nation. It's Russ the Unpaid Intern, and I'm excited to be with you today because I am going to introduce you to a brand new product that I like and I know you're going to love. But before I show you what it is, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been in a store talking to a cashier or maybe having to get help from an employee only to find that they didn't understand what you were saying and you couldn't understand what they were saying because everybody's wearing masks? Well, of course you have. We all have lately. There's a new product that has just become available and it's going to make your life so much easier because let's face it, masks are going to be here for a while. It's called the Breathe Easy Mask Accessory and I know you're going to love it. Let me show you what it is. Okay, it's this right here. Okay, and basically what this does is it goes on my face between my underneath my mask, and it helps me to breathe easier while still allowing people to be fully protected. So here we go. This is one of our 3-layer masks. In fact, you've been hearing people talk a lot about the KN95s. This mask is every bit as good as that. I have a filter in here as well. I have 3 layers of protection. This is a great mask. Plus, it doesn't make me look like a welder when I'm walking around. All right, so I'm gonna take my Breathe Easy device, I'm gonna put it behind my mask, and then I'm just gonna put the mask on as normal. On my face and over my nose. Now, what you'll notice is that you can still hear what I'm saying, and the reason is because the mask is not directly against my mouth and nose. With the Breathe Easy appliance, you can carry on a conversation while still being fully protected and protecting those around you. The Breathe Easy accessory is supposed to sell for $19.95. We sell it for about half of that, and there are specials available on the website. If you'd like more information, please visit AfroWorld.com or call us at 314-389-5194. Thanks, and we'll talk to you later.